Welcome back to Madam Across the New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I should see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we're relaxing as per usual. Yeah, what are we going to talk about today? Let us think. I don't know. We're recording quite late. D&D today. To be fair, I could have recorded a bit earlier. I was just a little bit lazy. But yeah. What are we going to talk about? I don't really know. We're not going to talk about Thousand Times. It's just not the right day for it. Oh, I can talk about something. Hold on. Good evening, everyone. I'm here with a late night broadcast. I hope I can make it through this. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 12:42 AM on what should be Monday, November 17th, 2025. The thing I was going to talk about, which is a very random thing I think we ended up doing, is we ended up going to what ended up what I don't know why I keep like delaying weirdly how I said, but it's the Minecraft live experience, which was something we ended up doing for a friend's birthday, and it's basically some sort of temporary pop-up thing which is going on in London. I don't really know how long it's been around, but I've seen adverts for it like everywhere around London for a while, and my friend even told me that apparently like it got extended because I don't know, like it was going to go away, then it came back or whatever, because we initially saw it and we were like, oh, we have to do this for our friend's birthday party, but the problem is it was going away by the time it was birthday, but then friend's birthday came and like it got extended to be included in my friend's birthday period as well. So we were like, let's do this. Why? Because I mean, Minecraft is, I think, a very special game to like quite a few of us in our friend group, because like we played way back in the original version, back in alpha, maybe even pre-alpha might have been when I started playing. I can't remember. I've spoken about this before, but like I think I first learned about it from X, who played it way back when, one of the random YouTuber. I just stumbled across like first day Minecraft survival, and that was it. I picked it up at some point. It was so cheap back then. It was like £6, I think. I remember that much. And I also remember you could play it in the browser as well. Like there's a version you could play in the browser, which was the creative version, and I would like join these servers and sort of like try and prove myself. I remember like I made some 8-bit stuff, like and I remember I got promoted to like creator or something. Like there's like rookie tier and then there's like a creator tier in some very popular server. I don't remember. And I remember what you had to do is you had to basically build things, and you had to basically summon an admin to come and be like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So I did a lot of like pixel art or something. I still remember it. I don't remember why. My username wasn't Dear Darling back at that time, but I remember like doing it. I think I did a random one. I don't remember exactly. But then I remember I built it, and then the admin, I got very lucky that it was like, I think every time I did it, it was the same admin who saw my art, and they were like, you know, Dear Darling, I think you very consistently create very good looking pixel art. I think you deserve, you know, this promotion to become like, I don't know, community member or something. I can't remember. Anyway, so it's not me to talk about my Minecraft story. And I remember that like, sorry, there's a tier above like the role I was, which I can now get promoted to if you made like consistently good stuff. You had to organise things in the community where you got like your own special plot of land to like really build things, and I was like, whoa, it'd be so cool to get that one day. That's all I remember. Anyway, not point. So Minecraft certainly got a special thing to me, but also this friend and another one of his friends who was basically a childhood friend, they played so much Minecraft growing up. So yeah, he's very strongly associated with Minecraft. So when we saw it, it was like an obvious thing we had to do. We all kind of dressed up, sort of dressed up, not too much to be honest, like we weren't like full on cosplaying or anything, but like we brought in like a bluish and greenish t-shirt for him to wear so he could be Steve. One of my friends was initially going to dress as a zombie, a creeper, and then said he was going to do a zombie, and then he turned around and said, no, I'm going to do a creeper, but like his stuff didn't end up coming in time, so he had to buy some like kids pajamas or something and wear that, which did surprisingly fit him okay. And then another friend basically wore a skeleton onesie, and I dressed up as an Enderman, which was supremely easy, I would say, as a makeshift costume. I literally just wore all black and then just put on some heavy purple eyeshadow. Boom, done. The amusing thing is, I was actually considering to myself, I was like, I could do more, because I see some like Enderman cosplays about the place, you know. I could get a black morph suit and that sort of thing. I also considered wearing like one of those sort of cut-out hoodies and getting like very long sleeves to mimic, like hyper long extended sleeves to mimic long arms, or at least wear like black gloves or something. Endermen are quite sort of slender, so I was like, maybe I could like wear a corset as well, that sort of thing. I mean, I have one for my Halloween costume, but I was like, no, okay, this is just, we're overdoing it at this point. You know, this is literally just like a 1 hour experience or something, and it's probably aimed at kids, so whatever. Anyway, turns out Minecraft Live Experience Villager Rescue even more aimed at kids than I initially thought it was going to be. Literally, I think if you excluded, like, there's a bimodal distribution, people who are probably in like their mid-late 30s, and kids in their like tweens or something. Exactly probably as we expected, and we probably looked very out of place as 4 people in their late 20s going, but basically, and the entire premise of it is kind of very similar to like an interactive art exhibit, which we also went into London, where basically many of the rooms have like these large scale projections and stuff, which you can use to like interact with the world in one way or another. But you're given like this glowing orb, this glowing cube, which you use to interact with the world. Like you stand on blocks and you like swing your hand to do like a chopping motion, and it chops down a tree. You do the same thing for mobs, which was, you know, fine. It's like not that interesting. They also have stuff like where they have a top-down projector camera, so you can like walk on the ground and it will like kick up the flowers or pick up stuff on the ground. The part I actually genuinely thought was kind of cool, that was the fact that you can go around and basically there are statues that you can interact with the orb. They do very simple things. You put it down, like most of the time it'll be like a creature mob and it'll make that noise. So you put it down on a chicken, it goes like, you put it down on a creeper and you hear like a tss. So again, I actually thought that part was kind of cool, to be honest. And there was even a cooler part as well, where one section you can put it down on a redstone block. I mean, if you find another redstone block and if you put it down, someone else puts it down, it basically, you're killing mobs essentially in this section. It fires off like a barrage of arrows or something to kill a lot of mobs. And I was like, cool. But I was actually a bit more impressed than I expected at how interestingly interactive the actual thing was. Like, there's a map which basically tells you what you're going to do. So I guess if you don't want spoilers of a Minecraft live experience, be careful, you're about to be spoiled. But, you know, it's very, very basic. It's meant to be for kids, and I will be honest, it warmed my heart because the kids there were having such a good time. They absolutely loved it. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, you start in like a tutorial area in the forest where you can like cut down trees, you can attack some mobs which are here, and you can interact with things. It's very casual, it's very chill. And then the next one is you had to like split into groups of like 3 to 5-ish, and you're meant to like craft tools and weapons. So you take your orb, you run to like a chest, you pick up that item, and then you craft it. But it turns out that when you use an item, it doesn't use up the item in the orb, you just can use it multiple times. And there were 4 of us, and there were 4 materials, so we all just picked up one material, and we just stood there, and one person just basically put all the materials in to assemble the items. So we just ended up being absolutely ridiculous, where we got a score of like 29 or 30 or something, and the next highest was like 10 or something. Because again, they were all children, they were all running around having a great time, because they like see a stone axe come up and they're like, we need stone, and then we're like, they all run over there, like they all grab stone, they come back and they're like, we need sticks as well, and we all run to the sticks and grab it, come back. Well, we're here like ruthless efficiency. Like, it was so much so that I basically spent the entire time just taking photos and videos of the entire thing, rather than actually doing it. But it was very funny. But there was also a section as well where there's like flat TV tables, where basically I would describe it like a mobile game farming simulator sort of thing, where like things would go on a timer, it would pop up, you tap them, and then you would get a score from that. That was that. It was actually probably one of the least interesting ones, I would say. Because I liked the physical ones. I was like, yeah, I can see a kid really getting into this, but to be fair, you do need a less physical one to sort of ease things up. Then the next one was basically what the tutorial area was. You stand on spots, you like shake the block and it like cuts down bamboo or trees or something, or opens chests, and then you can walk around and like mushrooms and stuff would appear on the ground. I basically just took a load of videos. It was basically an interactive video art exhibit which we saw in like a different museum, which I actually thought was kind of cool. So I did think it was kind of cool here. Obviously I was like, I'm sort of past my my sort of what's the word, enrapturing thoughts of Minecraft, but I still thought it was very cool because I think the actual model and sets were pretty cool when they actually did the physical sets. Anyway, the next thing was literally exactly the same, except for it was just swinging the orb. There's no even collecting, and it was in the mine shaft. I would say the previous one at least, you went through different biomes. The one after that was actually kind of cool. It was like making a nether portal. You basically, one of you had to run and pick up water and someone else pick up lava. You both go to one spot, combine them together, you get an obsidian block and you hold it up to the portal and it like slowly lights up to assemble it. And then you like go through the nether, and I was like, that's kind of fun. Then the nether set design was actually pretty cool. Like it was like this big old tree in the middle, and they had like these lava things which you're meant to like crawl as lava away you across. If you walk into the lava, nothing's going to happen, but your orb turns red to be like you're dying. But then it's better. This one was a much most physical one. Is basically they had a load of like foam balls in a pit or something. You chucked them at the screen to basically attack the blazes to get blaze rods. I can't remember why. Like we're making a splash potion to undo the villagers who got turned into zombies or something like that. I don't quite recall. But yeah. That one, I don't know, I think the kids had a good time just like chucking snowballs and that sort of thing. But we mostly sort of stood, I would say, like we mostly stood to the side to be like, obviously the kids that wanted to enjoy this, if a kid wanted to do something, we weren't going to be like, no, get out of the way. So I didn't really partake in a lot of it. I just sort of took a load of fun photos and videos. And honestly, it was super cute. Like, it was the sort of thing where I was like, if I was a kid and this was a thing, I would be enraptured by this. I'd be like, I love this. Because I think back to a child like me, I loved interactive things like that. I like the Science Museum. It's a big museum in London, and there's like this like kids play section where you have like this kinetic sort of learning where you interact with things. I adored that. I loved it so much as a kid. Like learning about science, interacting with things, being like, wow, how does this work? This is cool. Like, because I remember being introduced to the concept of like Archimedes' screw back then, and I was just like, what? How does this work? How can you just rotate it and it just like picks something up? That doesn't make any sense. But seeing like it in demonstration of this like big oat machine that they essentially have, which basically just transports oats around, was really cool. Anyway. You get to the end and they say how many villages they think you saved, and the person who's doing it sort of like, oh, I don't think you sort of saved like a couple hundred, and then it says you saved 4,000 something, and he goes, what? That's crazy, you're so good. And we're like, yeah, we're amazing, obviously, and we took a picture and it was like very nice. I will say, like, obviously it's better basically to print money, merchandise from parents, because they take a photo of you at the beginning, and we're like, cool, I guess we get a memorial photo, and you scan it at the end, it's like, oh, we had to buy it, and it costs £15. And there is one section during, like, the tutorial area where you're meant to, like, take a photo of yourself by scanning the thing, except for it was broken when we did it. But it turns out it wasn't actually broken because we scanned it, and then we got a random photo of a random kid who took a photo. Somehow using our QR code. Don't know how that works, but sure. But I actually think the photo we took as a group is actually a very cute photo. Weirdly enough, I think it's actually one of the greatest photos I think of me. Or like it's, I don't know. I feel like my smile feels quite natural in that one somehow. I don't know why. Maybe I was just like laughing at the absurdity of the situation. Anyway, I was basically just dressed in head to toe in black. Heavy purple eyeshadow to be an Enderman. I was going to originally use my black bag, then I remembered, oh, I have a bag which is brown base and has a greenish mint checkerboard top, and I was like, kind of gives vibes of a dirt block, so it's kind of like I'm an Enderman holding a dirt block. Obviously, if I wanted to fully commit, I'd be like, I would create like an even better Enderman cosplay or that sort of thing. I do like ones which are just a head and then just a morph suit, but you know, maybe that'll be for another time. But yeah, Minecraft Live Villager Rescue, like, if your kid loves Minecraft, they will adore it. Like, no questions asked. Like, it's genuinely so much fun for them, I'm sure. But there also had a Minecraft merchandise gift shop, where I was actually quite impressed by like the variety of the merchandise we ended up having. We had like chess sets, we had like lamps, sticker sets, badges, enamel pins, bookmarks, reading lights, something like that. Plushies, of course. And I was like, it's rare you get like this sort of variety of clothes as well. Normally it's like plushie, like clothes, definitely. Probably a hat, hoodies, t-shirts. You'll probably get a pin or something, maybe a fridge magnet, and then if you're lucky, a plushie. But I was like, that's kind of cool. They got like reading lights and stuff. Like that's a really weird memorabilia. I myself, I was very tempted to get a plushie, and I was like, I'll get the bee plushie, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But then I saw that they had, I picked it up, you can't see it, but they had a desk light, baby fox desk light, which I saw it and I was like, this is so adorable. I have essentially no need for this, but I bought it. And I actually do kind of use it as like I think a nightlight's a bit misleading, but like when I'm going to sleep, I'm turning off a light, I will switch this one on as my desk light and I'll use that to sort of guide my way. It's adorably cute and I don't regret it, and the only thing I slightly regret is it cost £16 on Amazon and I bought it for £25 in person, so definitely it was marked up by a lot, but also I guess this one now holds the memory of going to that Minecraft live experience together with my friends, so I can't really fault it for that. But yeah, I guess what I basically mean to say is that like if you want to do the Minecraft live villager experience, go for it, and like I don't know how long it's in here for. I'm almost certain it must be global as well because all the tutorials had American accents, so I was like, okay, this must be like, it must have been originally American or something which we brought here. Like I don't know what other option it could be. I also like how the Minecraft experience, it shows basically a load of young adults doing it when, I mean, maybe we got unlucky, maybe the timing was just weird, but like it was just kids when we were doing it. Like literally we had 4 other families and there was one other like couple who I was like, oh, I guess they're also like a sort of like a older couple doing it or something, and I was like, nope, they just have like a really young kid, they have like a 4-year-old kid or something, which again, nothing wrong with that. I just found it very amusing. But if anything, I was more impressed, I was pretty impressed with like the set design stuff. I think the set design is kind of cool. And I find myself constantly more amused or more fascinated as I get older by things of good costuming and good set design, which I don't know what that means for me, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's any like notable quotes for it or something. But yeah, I don't know, the thing I just sort of made me reflect on is like the Minecraft that I grew up on is so different to the Minecraft that people play today, you know, and I think that's a good thing in a way. Because I played a lot of a base Minecraft and then eventually I got bored and then we moved to modded Minecraft, but that doesn't need to be the case anymore. Like, you know, you could probably be endlessly entertained with base Minecraft now. In a good way, like there's like clear goals. Like I was like, wow, the Nether looks so good now. But yeah, I don't know. There's not quite forestry though, mod in Minecraft, you know, where's my bee breeding? That's what I lived for whatever reason when I played modded Minecraft. I did that mod every single time and I got essentially nowhere in it. The closest I got was I made royal jelly, and the other one would be the equivalent of royal jelly, but the other direction I've got a couple of times, but then never actually made a full-on apiary. But one day I will. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here, so if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see you again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.